Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, and thank you for your support. I greatly appreciate it. So I got some clips here of people expressing their stories or telling their stories about shape-shifting, and there's going to be a few clips where it is more informational, just some stuff that you might want to know that maybe you didn't know about when it comes to shape-shifting. So here we go.
All right, y'all, so this is a story that somebody sent to me. I get a lot of these, and I told you guys I was going to start talking about them to y'all. She wants to be anonymous, so I'll keep her anonymous, but we're going to call her Mary. So Mary messaged me and told me that she is a real life reptilian. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what Mary said, and I believe her. She said that one time, this happened twice, that she saw herself shapeshift out of nowhere. The first time, she saw her reflection and it did not move. I don't know what that means, but that's what she said. But the second time, she said she was staring at herself in the mirror and she was overstimulated. I don't know what she was going through, but she saw her face transform into a complete reptilian. She saw scales appear, she saw her face transform, she saw her body change. She was standing in the mirror with no clothes on. I think she may have just gotten out of the shower or was getting ready to shower. I don't know what the situation was, but she saw herself completely transform, and it freaked her out so bad. She didn't know what to say, what to do. She was just terrified. And then after she panicked, she turned away and looked back, and she was back to normal. Now, just so you know, Mary says she don't do no drugs, she don't drink, she don't smoke, she don't do no extracurricular activities, if you know what I mean. So for people that say, oh, she was tripping out or she was high, that wasn't the situation for Mary. So with all that being said, what do you think about that? Do you think that there are shapeshifters or reptilians that don't even know that they're reptilians?
Yep.
And they just have that bloodline and it's just dormant in them until something triggers it, or certain bells or certain sounds or frequencies come out. She said that she has not done it since. This was a little while ago, maybe like a year or two ago. I have to go reread it. But she said she's scared to even try to make herself do it again because she was so scared. So comment below what y'all think about this. Have you had this experience? Have you seen somebody shapeshift and then just go back? Do you believe this? I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but this is all alleged. Like, this is just what she told me. I don't know if it's true or not, but I told y'all I was going to start sharing y'all stories. And if you have any more stories or story times or experiences that you want me to talk about, send them to me. I will read them. I will talk about them. And if you want to stay anonymous, let me know. If you want me to say your name, I will. But let me know what y'all think about that story. Love y'all. Bye.
So I think it's true. And I've said this before. I think there are a lot of people out there that do not know they have that DNA in them. They don't know they have it in them. And I think that even the very frequency of another person, so depending on your level of like consciousness and your frequency and all of that stuff, like your healing, your energy alone can trigger somebody. And I think that's why a lot of people are starting to see it, because a lot of people in the world are healing. They're doing more things to heal themselves mentally, spiritually, physically. A lot of people, the sale of Bibles have gone up, have increased. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just the very frequency of a person, a human, can trigger somebody who has that reptilian DNA in them. But I do believe that there are a lot of people that have it dormant in them that they are not even aware of. And I think this is why the Bible speaks highly of not intermingling, because of the fact that God did not want any of his creation to have the mixture of that DNA in their blood. Let's look at the next one.
Now, you guys ain't believe me, but by the fire hydrant, I seen somebody walk by and they disappeared by the tree. I know you think I'm fucking crazy. ¿Viste, güey? Iba pasando, someone was walking by, bro, and they just disappeared when they got by the tree.
Un guardia de seguridad se dirige al lugar donde su compañero
I'm serious,
asegura que
man.
vio algo.
There was a lady walking, and she just disappeared in the sidewalk.
Inspecciona el lugar, pero no ve a nada y a nadie.
What the f? I know you guys ain't gonna believe me, but somebody walking by. ¿Qué pasó, güey? ¡Oh, Regina! Ahí va saliendo.
Y'all see it?
What the f? Mira. What the hell? Salió de un hoyo, güey, no mames. Mira. Ahí va. What the f? What is that? ¿Qué es eso, güey?
¿Sabes a quién se parece la viejita que camina?
Es la Llorona, güey. No mames. Mira. What the hell?
¿Sabes a quién se parece la viejita que camina?
Yeah, y'all seen that shit. I can't make this up. This a real video on photograph. Shit is crazy.
Shapeshifting.
So I wonder if it's like a shadow. I mean, I don't know. That's crazy. What do y'all think? Let me know. So this clip to actually explain shapeshifting, I don't know if YouTube is going to flag it because of the music that's behind it, but I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and play it.
Is not actually what they do. The way that they shapeshift is they take a frequency and blast it into your visual cortex, so what you are seeing is not a reptilian.
So just in case I have to, removing of the music, he's saying that the way that they shapeshift is that they have a frequency that they can blast out that will disrupt your, is that cerebral vortex? Is that what he said? Let me rewind it.
Actually, what they do, the way that they shapeshift is they take a frequency and blast it into your visual cortex. So
Visual cortex. Okay, your visual cortex. They blast a frequency into your visual cortex. I've never heard of something like this before. It's like the way that we observe things is how we're not able to see it, to see their true form.
So what you are seeing is not a reptilian. So it's not actually shape-shifting. It's just changing your perception of reality.
So kind of like cloaking, the ability to cloak themselves. When you see like videos of people talking about cloaking, and it's like the clouds, like the fake clouds I've talked about in past videos, where the clouds look completely fake. They're just standing still. All of the other clouds are moving, but this one particular one would be standing still because the way that what they project to cloak themselves with is a pretend cloud, but really it's some kind of, UFO or something like that.
Spells were actually a defense weapon, so we could not be tricked by their frequency, trying to trick our visual cortex into believing that they were a skin suit.
So they got rid of those huge bells, the bells that used to be all over the world. And what would happen is, like, a lot of those bells were for healing. You would hear them in churches. They would have them just all over the place, just out and about. And when they would hit it, the sound itself would do a lot of healing. However, the sound would also disrupt the frequency that these reptilians needed in order to blast and project what you're seeing, or like just kind of allow for you to see them as human. So they got rid of all of the bells.
This is a reptile. The frequency from the bells disrupted the frequency or the spell that they were putting under our visual cortex.
See, they're basically able to bend the light, the way the light reflects off things, but to change their vibration. Where everything vibrates. This is actually a cluster of atoms that are vibrating so slow that it appears to be what they told you was called a lighter. This is the physics behind it. This is the science behind it. Everything vibrates around you. The lowest vibration, red. What's the highest vibration? Violet.
Violet? I didn't know that. I thought it was green. I thought the highest vibration was green. Now I gotta look this up. Give me a second. Violet. It is. I thought it was green. Okay, it is violet. Didn't know that.
Everything is vibration. This is the law. Fuck what you believe, fuck what he believed, what they thought. This is science. So these draconian reptilians understanding this science, this basic science, this basic metaphysics 101. They just bend the light photon and they're able to change their vibration.
That's crazy. The cameraman shapeshifts into a reptilian. Okay, so you can tell, let me rewind it. This is kind of true.
Understanding this science, this
You can
basic
tell that,
science, this basic metaphysics 101. They just bend the light photon and they're able to change their vibration.
She is, look at, if you can, both of them. The young one that's on the right, she's going to go into like fight or flight mode. The mother or the older one on the left, she is going to go into freeze mode. And those are two responses that, you know, take place when it's like fear, immediate fear, something like that. So what it's saying is that the cameraman shapeshifted. Apparently it's somebody they knew because they were waving. The cameraman shapeshifts into a reptilian, and you're going to see them both, the way that they respond. That is crazy. That's scary, y'all. It's scary. And what's scary to know is that, you know, what if you have that DNA in you and you don't even know it? You know, but, you know, you wouldn't be able to handle certain frequencies, I would say, you know, sounds and stuff like that. But it's crazy. It's out there. There are people that live amongst us, you know, that are beings that live amongst us, that coexist with us, that are full-blown reptilians. They know how to bend light, bend photons. They know how to cloak themselves to look like humans. They know how to, you know, and we see it in the other stories too. People that have found or went on dating sites and met people that were dealing with stuff like this, you know, people that shapeshifted and all that. And then, you know, I'm strongly believing that Michael Jordan is a shapeshifter, you know, but because he's kind of crazy. Something's going on with him. Anyway, this is insane. Okay. David Icke talks about it all the time. It's real. It's there. You know, and it has to do with frequency and vibration, and then the veil thinning. People are able to see between the natural and the spiritual, and it's like probably for a brief second, you know what I mean? But it's thinning. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.